Greetings. Our names are Hernando Zambrano and Adrian Gonzalez. We chose the following 3 interviews from the 6 we made because we thought were the most important and more relevant to the topic than the other 3. We interviewed 2 students and a teacher to know their point of view in the education of Mexico and how there are different aspects to improve them. We asked them different questions and they answered the following. Our first interview was to a female student in Prepa Tech.
What roles does the teachers play in the formation of the young people?
I think that the teachers play a very important role in the formation of the students nowadays because they take care of most of their education and to give an example to the students.
How would you describe the capability of the teachers in Mexico?
She answered that there is a big problem in Mexico. The public schools don't have any teachers capable to teach in their area because it is not regulated well the system to choose nor to prepare teachers, and it is very difficult for the students to have a satisfactory education without a good teacher, so I don't see the teachers in Mexico well prepared.
How will you describe the capability of the teachers in your school?
I have had the opportunity to assist private schools, and in these schools I do see that teachers well prepared, but that is a problem, that only in private schools students can have the satisfactory education and not in the public schools.
What do you think should be the student-teacher ratio?
She answered that she thinks that the teacher-student proportion shouldn't exceed 25 students per teacher because if not, the students couldn't receive the attention needed for each student to learn the best way. And in the schools in Mexico, there are classrooms with 30-40 students and it generates disorder.
Do you think teachers would have bigger salary? If the answer is yes, do you think that would help for it to be more teachers of quality?
She thinks that teachers should have a bigger salary. I'm not well informed, but I think they win 15 to 20k pesos a month, and it is very little. I think that if their salary increase, more people would like to be teachers, people that would choose another job because of the money, so by increasing their salary, it would generate more respect to a profession and would be taken more seriously.
Which level of education should a teacher have in order to teach?
She answered that a teacher should have at least one title. It doesn't necessarily have to be psychopedagogia or education, but in the area where they teach. For example, a math teacher should have an engineer or something like that, but definitely graduated from college.
Then we interviewed a male student from Prepa Tech.
Have you heard or read anything related to the education in Mexico?
He answered, I can say that I'm a student that is aware of what's happening in Mexico right now. I believe that people that can go to private schools are very lucky because the public education system is not good right now.
Then we asked him that in general, do you agree or disagree with what you have heard and read about Mexico's education and why?
For a fact, I can agree that Mexico's public education can be improved a lot. I have the opportunity to visit public schools here in Monterrey, and I can see that the need is enormous. The teachers are not capable enough to give classes. They don't have the infrastructure to support so much kids, and the hours of schools are really tough.
Among the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development countries, Mexico tends to be one with the lowest in education for boys and girls from 15 to 19 years. Did you expect this? Why?
I wouldn't expect that Mexico is that low in education compared to other countries because Mexico is very close to the US that has the most perfect public school system. Seeing the results of the past governments, I can say that is the resemblance of the work that the people are putting into our country.
Then we asked him that if he thinks that gender inequality stops Mexicans from educational opportunities.
He answered that in my close social circle is not something that's happening right now. Boys and girls have the same opportunities to go to school and be educated, but I can say that in other parts of Mexico where women are still being discriminated.
Do you feel that the local schools in general are not interested enough in trying new ways and methods, or are they too ready to try new ideas?
I feel that the local schools aren't interested in trying new ideas. In the Tec de Monterrey, they always try to bring new ideas as the world is evolving.
How do you think that schools can get better in Mexico without the help of the government?
As last question, he answered Mexico's public education system depends mostly of the government, so I can see we cannot omit the part where the government should take action. The students of private schools should take the opportunity, and in the future we are going to be the leaders, so we should evolve the education system. For our last interview, we interviewed a teacher from Prepa Tech, and the questions were the same as the past interview.
We asked her, have you heard or read anything related to the education in Mexico?
Lately, I've been hearing some rumors that our president wants to take off classes that they don't have in public educations and make them all equal. In Mexico, public education is not that good and private education has more options. So our president wants to remove all of us to be all equal.
Then, in general, do you agree or disagree with what you have heard and read about Mexico's education? Why?
What I just said, I think it's not right now. It's not right, and it should be the other way around. The government should try to improve education in public schools and be as good as private schools instead of taking them worse.
Among the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development countries, Mexico tends to be one with the lowest education for boys and girls from 15 to 19 years. Did you expect this? Why?
Yes and no. I think we're very lucky to live in Monterrey because education here isn't as bad like other states. So yes, I did expect this.
Then we asked her that, do you think that gender inequality stops Mexicans from educational opportunities?
She answered that she would like to say no, but the truth is that it's yes.
Do you feel that the local schools in general are not interested enough in trying new ways and methods, or are they too ready to try new ideas? We asked her.
She thought some schools are trying to make changes and improvements, but she thought that teachers that have been teaching for a long time are the ones that are finding this hard. She as a teacher can see that students nowadays have all this technology that helps them to learn. This is something that last generations didn't have.
Then we asked her that how did she think that schools can get better in Mexico without the help of the government?
She thought this was a tricky question. She didn't find it very necessary to help the help of the government. The only things they should help the schools with is with money. Teachers are not very well paid and it keeps them unmotivated. Schools can get better in schools. Principals make sure they work with teachers who really want to teach, even if it's hard having 30 students for each classroom. Interviewing these students and teachers with a private and public schools experience was the perfect idea. This helped us to see perspectives against this problem. We also learned that the media gives us numbers and facts, but they won't give us specific opinions as gathered in the interview. Thank you.